and welcome to the EisnerAmper podcast series. I'm your host, Elana Margulies-Snyderman, and with me today is James Francis, Chairman and CEO of Paradigm Asset Management, a pioneering force in data-driven equity investing. For over 30 years, Paradigm has been at the forefront of using technology and data to identify market inefficiencies, craft agile investment strategies, and optimize capital deployment. Today, James will also introduce PaaS Invest, Paradigm's new platform offering customizable data-driven equity solutions designed to meet the evolving needs of institutional investors and wealth advisors. We'll explore what's next for investing, the most promising opportunities and challenges in the space, and how Paradigm continues to innovate and how investment strategies are developed and delivered. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to EisnerAmper wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you can also find us on YouTube at EisnerAmper. Hi, James. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely, James. So, as I mentioned, you've been a pioneer in data-driven equity investing for decades. Can you walk us through the evolution of Paradigm Asset Management and how that journey led to the launch of PaaS Invest?
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned, Paradigm was founded over 30 years ago. And when we set the firm up, we had a very clear mission. We wanted to develop a differentiated investment approach. At that time, most firms were still investing as a output of their instinct, whether it was selecting securities or how they weighted portfolio. And very little technology was being utilized. It was also the beginning, in many ways, of the quantitative era in asset management. But given that those two styles were there, we still thought that there was a third rail, so to speak, that could be created that combined the best of fundamental and quantitative. And I don't mean quantamental. So we wanted to deliver the depth of research found in fundamental strategies. However, without the inherent biases that come with fundamental approaches. And we also wanted to combine that with the discipline, breadth, and scope of quantitative strategies. So we wanted to leverage data and sophisticated algorithms in order to achieve that goal. And we call it collective intelligence. And our latest offering that you mentioned, PaaS, Portfolio as a Service, it really grew out of many projects that we conducted with our clients and prospects over the years, helping them address very specific problems or opportunities that they brought to us. And it turns out when we look back at many of those projects, they really revolved around how strategies were being either created, deployed, or delivered. And we took that learning and took our internal investment know-how and technology and decided to put it one step closer to our clients. And in essence, it's a way of putting our proven process, infrastructure, and oversight directly in the hands of our clients.
At EisnerAmper, we are creative problem solvers that take a 360-degree approach focusing on you. We're an award-winning firm with decades of experience. EisnerAmper. Let's get you ready.
James, given your focus on data-driven investing and the use of technology, what's your outlook on where the space is headed? And how is it reshaping the asset management industry today?
Well, there's a couple of shifts that I'm seeing occur in the market. Obviously, AI is impacting asset management like every other industry. Firms are seeking ways to modernize their processes, whether it's in the front, middle, or back end of the house, while at the same time trying to preserve their performance and historical oversight mechanisms. And this has really created a real tension because organizations that have these legacy systems are trying to modernize while continuing to operate. And when you think about that, most of the fintech solutions that have been offered to the industry historically have been in the areas of operations, compliance, and customer service. But now we're seeing a real focus on the core of the investment process: strategy, design, research, and portfolio construction. So when you really think about it, the old model of promoting analysts' headcount within a firm is really giving way to the new edge, and that's data and technology. And it's really more about how do firms turn data into actionable insights. And that's really the differentiation. And for us at Paradigm, this is not really a pivot. It's the way that we've operated from day one. We've always had a data-driven and disciplined approach. It's just now that there's context in the industry to understand what we're doing.
And James, from your vantage point, where do you see some of the greatest opportunities today, whether in how strategies are designed, delivered, or accessed?
Well, I believe that technology is going to create opportunities in really two areas: agility and customization. So first, agility. When you think about it, markets are more dynamic than ever, and clients are no longer willing to wait 6 to 9 months to reallocate capital or to reposition their portfolios. They want to be able to respond to opportunities quickly, or they want to be able to become defensive quickly. And they want to be able to do so in a way that's aligned with their goals and without creating the typical friction that's involved in hiring and firing managers. The second area that I see is customization. Clients today want more than a cookie cutter, one size fits all portfolio. And when you think about what's occurred in the wealth space, direct indexing has opened the door for customization, and clients are asking for more and more personalization and customization than ever before. And this is occurring at the retail as well as the institutional space. So they're asking, can you deliver active portfolios that express my values, that express my exposure desires and constraints, and then doing so in a tax efficient manner? So tailoring today isn't just about tailoring for customizing sake. It's about precision at scale. And that's what we do here at Paradigm. And through PaaS, we're able to deliver these real-time strategy designs with institutional grade execution.
James, on the flip side, what are some of the biggest challenges for firms trying to keep pace with the demands of modern investing?
Elana, I think there's 3 main challenges that I see that firms are facing. One is infrastructure and the processes. Many firms today are still using their historical processes and systems that were not necessarily built for speed and flexibility that the market requires today. Secondly, it's the talent gap. When you think about modern investing, data, technology, it requires a different mix of skills. It requires people who understand data, systems, signal design, more so than just the traditional skilled and trained analysts. And the third area that I think is a big challenge is that AI is everywhere, but all AI systems are not created equally. So you have this rush in the market that is taking place while many firms actually lack the expertise to adequately vet whether their data source or potential AI models and systems that are generating these results. And so I think that there needs to be a lot of caution. We're going to have to be more deliberate, although the market is demanding that organizations look at change. I think for the sake of our clients that it needs to be done in a very measured pace.
James, we've covered a lot of ground today, and I wanted to see what's next for Paradigm and PaaS Invest as you continue shaping the future of capital management.
Well, I believe not just for Paradigm, I believe that as it relates to the industry, I think the future belongs to those firms that will be able to offer clients clarity, control, and customization. And to be able to do it without the friction that typically existed in the industry historically. And that is what we're focusing on. We're focusing on improving and expanding our platform. We've added more and more strategies. We now include thematics, long short, 130/30, as well as many advanced tax-aware features. We've expanded our ESG alignment tools, and we are looking for continued and greater integration with our clients' technology as well as advisors' platforms. And so we're continuing to invest in our infrastructure and our research in order to build better portfolios and to be able to react quicker to changing market conditions.
James, I wanted to thank you so much for sharing your insights and vision with us today.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much.
And thank you for listening to the EisnerAmper podcast series. Visit EisnerAmper.com for more information on this and a host of other topics. And join us for our next EisnerAmper podcast when we get down to business.